Straw Hut Media.
Okay, and how'd you ask her to be your girlfriend?
It just sort of happened.
That's what they all say. You just sort of have it. I kind of wish it didn't. I'm just kidding. I love love. Okay. Hey guys, it's Jordan Jones. Welcome back to the Jordan Jones podcast. Today, Matcha is not here. She's at home looking out the window. I have a couple things to do today, so she has to be alone for a little bit. But I'm excited for today's episode. But before I get into that, I wanted to tell you guys about my new hair you might have noticed. I just got 18 or 20 inch blonde hair extensions, as you can see if you're watching from YouTube. A lot of people have been asking me exactly which extensions I got because there's so many that you can do. There's the sew-in, there's tape-in, just clip-ons, K-tips, which is like keratin bonds. So there's at least like 10 different types of extensions. And mine, I was there from 10 a.m. to 5:30 on Friday. This is the final result. I love it. It's definitely worth the hours in the hair salon. I love being in the hair salon though. I love my hairdresser. She's amazing. These are called Great Lengths Keratin Bonds. I need to learn a little bit more about them technically before I speak on it, but I know that they're responsibly sourced by a church in India. So they come here and they're all braided and taken care of nicely, and they're already, bleached and everything. And the main difference between these extensions and other extensions is that these will actually like shrink like natural hair when they get wet, and then they expand when they're dry. So it's literally like real hair. Everything that she was telling me about the certain brand that she uses, because I was going back and forth between tape-ins and Great Lengths. She was just very passionate about this because her whole salon, everything is reused plastics. She's all about health and wellness, being responsible and thoughtful with this planet and everything. So I was totally sold on these. So these were like the best thing I could get. And yeah, it did take a long time and they're very expensive, but it is definitely worth it. I obviously had to get my hair dyed a little bit too because my hair was getting a little dingy, as I like to say it. But I love it, and they do stay in they say from 3 to 6 months, but my hairdresser recommended 2.5 months just because they can start to pull and your hair obviously grows. So where the extension is, if it continues to grow, it can just get knotted more and everything like that. So she just recommended 2.5 months. So around middle to end of August, I will be getting them out and I can get them all put back in my hair. That's something that's kind of weird with these extensions. Once the 2.5 months is done, you have to take everything out and then you have to get new hair, I think. At least you have to take everything out and put it all back in, and it's the same long process. But other types of hairs, you can kind of just redo it pretty easily or quickly. So yeah, it's definitely a long process, and most men are like, oh my God, you spent more than an hour in the salon? I haven't spent an hour in the salon since I was 4 getting my hair cut. But yeah, I love it. I seriously don't know if I will ever stop getting them. It just makes every day better. I curled my hair last night and I didn't have to do anything today, and it's so nice. I love it. All right. Enough about my hair. Let's get into the episode. This one's all about dating questions. Some things we've never really spoke about. I haven't really gotten these kinds of questions before, but I feel like we're getting a more older, mature audience, and these questions are a little bit more mature than some of the other questions we talk about. So, is it better to go on dating apps or meet people in real life? For me personally, I would always say meeting in real life, but I know that is super hard for people to do, especially nowadays. But if you have a friend group, everyone says that you meet people in the friend group. You know what I mean? Friends have brothers or sisters. It kind of is just all connected with your one friend group that you've met. I don't know about me and dating apps. I've never done them. I've never been on them. There's one dating app that's like exclusive. I don't know if it's just in LA or just for celebrities or something, but I was like 16 or 17 and my friend Stevie told me about it. So I tried to like apply for it to be on it, and I immediately got denied because you had to be 18 and you can never redo it. If I were to do a dating app, it'd probably be that one. And I can't ever get on that one. And I'm definitely not interested in being on a dating app. And I hope I never, ever have to be. But there's that one dating app that sure I like tried to get on when I was under 18 and single. But now I am no longer single and I have never done the dating apps thing. I've always just met people. But Instagram and all these social media apps nowadays are basically dating apps. And I do hear my single friends talking about that, where it's basically a dating app. You're meeting people, you see them on a story or whatever, and you slide up in their DMs. It's the same thing. When I'm picturing like an Instagram meetup versus a in-person, like, oh, I like your style, blah, 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 like the olden days, that is something that I would say is more long lasting. But then you see all these commercials about like Match.com, 100 million successful marriages and relationships. Go you guys. I just don't know if that would be for me ever. And I know, again, like my friends have really bad experiences on these dating apps, but I'm sure it happens not even on these dating apps, through Instagram nowadays, with catfishing, even just like dangerous people. It's kind of like scary. I prefer meeting in person so I can get their vibe. I can take time to meet them and hang out. School, work, coffee shop, whatever, or even maybe Instagram. But Instagram turning into a lot of FaceTime calls, then meeting up. I don't think it should be a swipe up, hang out kind of thing from a dating app. You really gotta proceed with caution with those, but that's just me. Next question. How to make long distance relationships work? I think number one would be time, making time for them for your day to day. If you really want to be in a relationship and you're long distance, it has to be something that you think of and something that plays into your day to day. I think that if you're not, I would say that it's inconsiderate and you shouldn't be in a relationship. Of course, other people's relationships are different than like how I view relationships, but I just see like TikToks about how, I think this is the cutest thing ever, by the way. They'll set up their like iPads and they'll cook a meal on the phone together, and then they'll eat it and they'll be on the phone, and it's like a date. And I think that that is something so cool and fun. I always see like the girls helping out the guys with the cooking, even though I feel like the men are like usually like the steak person, and then these girls are like, okay, honey, so you sear it for 3 to 4 minutes. Such a cool way to keep the spark going long distance. But obviously just phone calls and check-ins. I do think that like texting 24/7 is probably not a good thing, because it's nice when you're long distance to be able to call someone and tell them about your entire day, or just really have stuff to talk about to, again, keep the spark going. If it's kind of just the same thing every single day, it will probably get boring. But that is also with every relationship. You got to have something different. You got to have some pizzazz in your day-to-day conversation. But another thing I would say is, if it's like a money thing, I think that saving up money is definitely important. Trying to be more considerate about, say if your plane ticket's like $250 to go see them, and then like not getting this extra thing at the store, don't go shopping that month as much. Save up money to go see your person, because I feel like if I were in a long distance relationship and it was a money thing where they couldn't come see me all the time, but I see them out with their friends every single weekend, that would just make me feel like, oh wow, they clearly don't want to see me because they're doing this every single weekend. It's not just, have fun with your friends, do whatever you want. But if it was me and I saw that all the time and it was a money thing, that would probably kill a long distance relationship. And then something else, say if it was like just fun little, whether it's cheap or expensive, little surprises to them is very important. Even like when I've been in Michigan and my brother Michigan brother, it just goes hand in hand. Nah, not my brother. And my boyfriend's like sent us flowers like for my mom's birthday and just like stuff like that. That kind of thoughtfulness, like sending stuff, or even if it is like a cute text or like a picture being like, I miss you. Little thoughtful things like sending them, hi, I miss you. This is me. That kind of stuff is so cute. But okay, that like brother thing just really stressed me out. So next question. Okay, how the bleep do I actually ask someone out? See, guys, I'm not really the person for this. Even though, you know what? I do give pretty good advice on what girls would like. So I'll just get right into it. We'll do like 3 different levels. Basic, safe, not too like crazy or romantic would be. If you know her favorite place. Say her favorite place is the Cheesecake Factory. Say she loves the Cheesecake Factory. You take her to Cheesecake Factory and you guys are just like eating dessert and you're like, you know what would make this night even better? If you would be my girlfriend. But you know what? She would be very happy. That is a very easy way to go about it. It's a little bit cringe when I say it out loud, but cringe, sometimes people would prefer over too romantic. They would think that that's a little too cringe. Okay, that's probably the baseline, the lowest you should expect, girls, okay? Your standards need to be high for these men these days. They just don't like to put in that much effort. So that's the bare minimum. Okay, number 2, we're gonna go a step higher. So that was bare minimum. Now we're gonna go standard. We're gonna add flowers into this one, okay? Because flowers should be a standard. A lot of people say flowers are the bare minimum. I don't really think that they're the bare minimum. I think that they're a step higher than bare minimum. Okay, you're going to surprise her somewhere and you're going to bring her flowers and ask her to be your girlfriend. I think that this is the best way to do it. For me personally, this is as good as it can get before like a proposal. Because if you go too crazy with the asking, how are you gonna propose? So the next level would definitely be, to me, a little bit more like cringe, or unless it's like an engagement, because this is like the whole 9 yards. You know, you got the setup, went into her house, into her room, put up pictures of you guys, and you have balloons and a rose path. See, this is what I'm talking about, where it's like borderline engagement. I would walk in and I'd like kind of question it for a second. I'd be like, oh wait, we're not even dating. So flowers on the bed, flower petals on the ground, balloons in the sky, pictures everywhere, and you're probably just like standing there in a tux. Will you be my girlfriend? I think that that is the third most elaborate way to ask a girl to be your girlfriend in the Jordan Jones way. How can I help my friend find a partner? Okay, this is a good one. With my friends, or like a new friend I'll meet, they'll be like, does your boyfriend have any cute friends? They're all old. All my friends are older, and my boyfriend's a little younger than me. And his friends, he has some that are like 10 years older than him and some that are like 3 years younger than him. What, you want the young ones? You want the old ones? So I'm really no help in this situation because I think I like know a lot of guys, but I don't. And they're also all my boyfriend's friends because they all used to be like my friends. And then we're in the same friend group. Now all the guys are kind of our friends, but mainly his friends because I don't really hang out with them that much anymore. Yeah, I'm just really no help with my friends on this. But if I were to give other people advice, I would say help the glow up, because helping a friend get her confidence and do like all the things that are like helping her in herself and heal and gym and taking hot pictures of her, dressing her, that kind of thing will lead to getting guys' attentions, I feel like. That would be my best advice because I'm not like the going out type. I'm not like a connector. I just don't see people on Instagram where I'm like, hey, DM that guy. I don't know if that like kind of thing happens, but I feel like doing your own girls thing and getting people's confidence up, getting people out there in like a cute way. Posting on Instagram. Like my friend Lauren the other night, it was like 9 p.m. I was about to go to an event. And I was like, will you take pictures of me? When you have that friend that will go out to the street with you, even though she was in bed, and take pictures, all that kind of stuff is very helpful. You'll attract like better men like that than your friends going out to the club or something, maybe a dating app. Yeah, I would say just help the glow up, support your girl, let her get her feels back and all of that. I'm not a good wingman, but I have successfully created a marriage. Technically, with the help of my mother, I was a wingman one time in my life, and it was 2019 New Year's Eve. I invited one of my friends to this New Year's Eve party. As I just said, don't go to parties or clubs, but it was at an apartment. There's like 10 people there. So I invited her, and basically my mom was like, the guy there and her would be perfect. I don't know how she did that. So they were there all night. They had their first kiss that night, 2019, and they just got married like 2 weeks ago. So that is my one successful wingman experience, I think. Because like I am trying to set a lot of people up, but it just doesn't work out. Oh, I will actually mention this. At my hair appointment, random situation. I feel bad talking about other people's experiences, but I won't say names. I'm at my hair appointment, and the assistant to my hairdressers, so cute, and I've been talking to her all day. You know, she's like young and she's fun. She's like the cutest blush on. I was like, I love your blush. So we like bonded. Basically, I had a friend come. He showed up to my hair appointment because he lives like 2 seconds away, and he was going to Erewhon, which was next door to my hair salon. So he shows up and he leaves. He's like, oh, I'm going to go hang out with the other guy's name. We'll see you later. Blah, blah, blah. We'll see you this weekend. So they come back to the hair salon because they ended up wanting Erewhon again. And then they both come into the salon, and I'm sensing a really weird vibe between the friend and the assistant. Okay. Friend and hair assistant. They're there for like 20 minutes just talking, and I'm really not paying too much attention. I think I was on my phone at this point because like they were just going at it. Like I'm not even a part of this conversation, cracking jokes and everything. They leave. I was about to text the other friend being like, did you sense anything between them? What's going on here? And that exact second, the actual friend texted me and was like, hey, this is so weird, but I think me and your hair assistant matched on Hinge a couple months ago. She seemed like so familiar. And I was like, oh, her name is blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, that's why I remembered. It was so unique. He goes, set me up. Okay, I got it. I wanted to like feel her out because I didn't really know which one she was I knew there was something, I just didn't know what. So I was like, hey, one of the boys wants your number. And then she goes, I think I matched on, like I saw that guy, and I was like, okay, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what he just said. Oh, he's so nice. He's so fun. Like he's adventurous. Like he's always down to do stuff. I love that. I was like, for instance, like this one time at midnight, like me, my boyfriend, and him went to this donut shop, and like no one else was down to go. And she goes, oh my gosh, like what's the place called? And I was like, perfect introduction. So I text him, hey, I don't know what that donut place shop is called. You gotta go take her. And he was like, got it. So that was our conversation starter, and he ended up taking her to this nice steakhouse in Malibu for their first date the next night. You're welcome. Okay, so that is my story. And honestly, guys, we should just end that. We should end that episode off on that. Yeah, I am maybe a good wing woman. I should just like try more. Sometimes I'm not observant like that and I don't catch things, but sometimes I do. The second that those guys walked in, she got all like nervous and blushy, and I'm like, okay, something's up here. Something's up here. Because like, you know, girls gotta blush. Well, I hope you guys liked that episode. If you guys want to, you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You have to follow us on Apple and Spotify. And how about you comment down below how you met your significant other if you have one. And I will see you guys next Wednesday with a new episode. Bye.
You've been listening to the Jordan Jones Podcast. Jordan's passion is to inspire, relate, and give you that much-needed one-hour escape from life's everyday struggles. your family, and we're so glad you're here. Make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Jordan Jones. Jordyn. This production is brought to you by Straw Hut Media, hosted by Jordan Jones, produced by Ryan Tillotson, edited by Daniel Ferreira. Additional production help by Carolyn Mendoza, Ali Ahmed, and Samir Gonchi. Keep shining bright like the diamond you are, and see you next time on the Jordan Jones Podcast.